Hey guys, this is Cam15. I am back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Hero Academia episode review for you guys. I almost said manga chapter, but the manga's on break because of Golden Week in Japan right now. But we got another solid, pretty good episode of My Hero Academia. And sadly, Class A 1A took the L here in essentially a sweep fest. But I'm not going to diminish anything that Class 1A, especially Momo, held her freaking own, and she almost got them to victory in this, fight, in this battle. And again, I have a whole huge respect for Momo. And again, Momo is one of the main characters of this story, but one of the more well-known characters that doesn't get as much screen time, say, as a Deku, Bakugo, or Todoroki. But when she gets some moments, she gets her moments here in this episode and stuff like that. And this week's kind of more of analysis, but I'll run down the episode. Essentially, we all know that last week the team got essentially kind of split up from one another and stuff like that with what was going on because they kind of got tricked and everything. And we saw, obviously, Mushroom Girl, Himori, essentially use her mushrooms to essentially, make it to where obviously Hagakure is going to be able to be seen and stuff like that. And then two, we also see as the episode goes on, we see that manga Fukadoshi, I think that's his last name, by using his quirk, he's able to have things with just I guess you can say things you would see coming out of a comic book essentially. Like the pow or the slam and stuff like that. And he essentially makes a wall where they lock off Momo from the others. So the other, students are essentially on their own. And really it's only Hagakure and Tokoyami because they eventually captured Ayama. But Momo's on her own. Eventually this leads to a 1v1 battle between Kendo and Momo. And you just have Kendo using her quirk to put Momo on the ropes because Momo can't combat freaking Kendo because, Kendo's morely of a combative type fighter. Momo's more of a strategic type fighter, which she uses a strategy in this. And she's using I guess you can say steel barriers to try to block her Kendo's big fist attacks. But, it's getting to the point where it's not working and stuff like that. And I liked how the theme of the episode kind of here for Momo was that even at the end of the day that, the fact that they lost, Momo was literally this close to actually winning. And the Momo team was actually this close to winning, and they would have more than likely pulled it off because she was one step ahead. And as you have Kendo, slamming the thing, Momo was already thinking, I need to create this cannon to create a distraction as well at the same time aid my allies and aid my friends, which I like the whole fact when they cut over to what the other class members were thinking of, what was going on in this whole situation. They cut over to Tetsu, and Tetsu, he's kind of getting overhyped. He's like, bro, we got this in the bag. We're winning this. Kendo's got Momo on the ropes. She ain't going to be able to combat her and stuff like that. And that's when you have Todoroki I wouldn't be so sure about that. Momo is Yaoyorozu, I've seen her back against the wall many of times, and I know she can get out of this. And I did like the callback they did to season 2 and stuff like that. Again, I'm saying that the Momo x Todoroki ship is always being hinted at. I love when they ship those two characters. I literally feel like end of the storyline, those two characters are gonna probably end up together. I feel like those two characters have a thing for each other. So I like the fact that Todoroki has trust in Momo. Momo has trust in Todoroki. It was a pretty cool thing. And I liked how Todoroki's don't underestimate Yaoyorozu. She's been in tougher corners before than this, and she's a real leader and stuff like that. And essentially what happens is Momo, as she was blocking, she was making a cannon, and it throws Kendo off her game a bit. She's like, he made a cannon and stuff like that. That's when Kendo kind of have to be on the instinct, be like, I need to freaking go around her and freaking attack her before she fires the cannon off and stuff like that. Because most people are like, why does she have to make a cannon? Is she trying to kill Kendo or something like that? And stuff like that. And I liked how this whole scene where Momo's like, she reflects on what Kendo said about, her being better than her and stuff, or Momo being better than Kendo in Kendo's eyes and stuff like that. And Momo's kind of like, I'm no better than you. I'm still learning in my own ways, but I appreciate, I appreciate your recognition of me, how you think so highly of me, but that's not gonna make me want to lose to you and stuff like that. So what happens is she kind of makes it kind of a fake out, and she fires this bag up and which later Tokoyami catches. Eventually it gets over to Tokoyami and Hagakure. We find out that it's a way to take the mushrooms off them, and two, it gives Tokoyami some essentially thermal goggles to see, to find Komori, and obviously the shadow guy, I forgot his name already too. But what happens is Hagakure looks like she starts beating down Manga Fukadoshi and stuff like that. And before it cuts away from Momo and Kendo after their little scuffle thing, Kendo was a little shocked because Momo looked like she was about to create something else and stuff like that. But as I was saying, this was kind of where the thing happened for Class 1B, where they essentially took command of the whole operation. Kendo eventually stopped Hagakure by grabbing her, and we find out that the whole thing Momo was creating was like creating these wires that were going to tied her and Kendo to the cannon. And essentially why Kendo showed up so late is because, like I said earlier, she was literally tied to Momo, who was tied to a cannon, which freaking Kendo had to drag herself to help and stuff like that. And eventually the way Tokoyami ended up losing was the fact that, again, another plot, point here by Komori using her mushrooms, thinking ahead of the game as a trap setup, where these special types of mushrooms kind of affect, I guess, your lungs and stuff like that, where it's hard to breathe and everything. And essentially, it kind of took Tokoyami out of the game, and that's where Class 1A lost in a sweep. And yes, some people might be pissed the fact that, Momo lost. This is the Class 1A lost in a sweep. What the hell? But at the end of the day, you gotta look at the bright side, and the one thing I did like at the end of the episode, even Kendo mentioned, bro, if we had just made one slip up, these guys would have more than likely beat us. Honestly, if we're looking at it, if not for Komori having those mushrooms, they probably would have ended up losing. Tokoyami could have taken out those two characters, and then maybe been able to take out Kendo and Manga at the same time as well. And it goes to show you, even Kendo states that Momo, I took her for granted. She was really one step ahead of me this entire time. And I like how the whole reflection that Deku had is bruh, this is why we're training to be heroes, and stuff like that. Todoroki does make a mention, I hope this doesn't make Yaoyorozu discouraged, because I thought she did a great job. And I honestly feel like Momo should not be discouraged. She literally had she was literally this close to a W against Kendo. And you can say just some things of some characters planning ahead, essentially, locked the deal up for, obviously, Class 1B. So right now, in terms of who wins losses, we got a tie between Class 1A and Class 1B. The next matchup is going to be Tetsu's team versus Todoroki's team, which if I remember from the manga, that fight was hype as well. So, yeah, but anyways, than that, I'm going to get over, guys. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of My Hero Academia, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia episode reviews for the anime. And the reason why also too, I forgot to mention, my co-host wasn't here, the Red Wolf. He's actually in Mexico, so he wasn't able to join us, but he should be back by next week. I'll get in contact with him and stuff like that. So yeah, and then also for my manga readers, if you're wondering, is there a manga chapter review this week? No, the manga's on break because, like I said earlier in the video, Golden Week hit, so all mangas are on break essentially. So yeah, but other than that, that's kind of it. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. If you got, again, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more of My Hero Academia content. So yeah, other than that, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.